We are, of course, live on the big one just for you, Dinky-Doo, and a very warm welcome to our Monday evening phone-in, our Monday evening pop-up. Lovely to have you with us. So much to talk about tonight, and so little time to do it in. That's what it's all about, I say. Now then, what have we got here? Let's just see what's to do. There we are, and we'll have a bit of that. Have a little bit of that for you, and that'll keep you up to date with what's happening. If you want to join in tonight's phone in, of course, then you pick up the telephone and give me a call. The number is right in front of you: 0141 628 9795. 0141 628 9795. This is the internet phone in. So if you're on the internet, you're very, very welcome to phone in. We'll perhaps get the TikTokers joining us very shortly, and we will see what is what. How amazing is that? So, just to keep you up to date, then Monday to Thursday, 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 10 p.m. So that's not rocket science. Now, I'm just going to see who's joining us here. I'm going to have a quick look at the YouTube. And if you can, subscribe as soon as you come onto YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, then we had 2 followers last week. We've now got 70. So from little acorns, great oaks grow, I always say. How amazing is that? So there we are. If you want to follow me on YouTube, just do that now and subscribe and tap the bell so you get the notifications as soon as the phone in goes live. The number to ring is here for you. There we are, 628 9795. 628 9795. We'll just check that everything's working there. It should be. That seems to be absolutely fine. And let me just see what I've got here. Of course, always very important. There we are. Yep, absolutely. So everything should be working fine, phone-in wise, and we'll get the calls as and when. If there's a problem, you can let me know on the chat. So there we are. Hello from Twitch, Fino Kid. How lovely to have you with us on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. I say follow me and get all your friends following on Twitch. It's time Twitch starts to move. Evening, everyone, says the wonderful David Taylor. Good evening, David. Hey, Scottie Dinky-Doo, says Nettie's. Nettie's great. Thomas says, hello, pal. Hello, Thomas. Dinky-Doo, Scottie from Moira, Chico's mum. Chico's a dog, by the way, as Moira tells me. Hi, all, says Susan. Susan Shaw, Dinky-Doo. And good evening to Susan from Suzanne. How good is that? Now, let me just see what's happening here. So that's YouTube. Yep, youtube.com/user/ Scottie McClue 1. That's the only thing I've got about the internet, is that we have to use all these URLs and things. And we'll bring the TikTokers on as well. So we're going to see if I can get a hold of the TikTokers and get them coming live with us tonight. Excellent stuff. There we go. I'm just going to bring the TikTokers in, guys, and then we know what is what. It's lovely to have everybody together. There we go. And we'll let them come and join us. Hello, Sir Scottie, says Scott. Good evening, Scott. Dinky-Doo, sir, what's the topics tonight, says Margaret. Margaret Gibb, we have so much to talk about. I will tell all my friends, says Fino Kid. Absolutely, Fino, do please, and start a whisper, because we need to start building up. I've had the Twitch account for about a year and a bit, I think, but we haven't done anything with it till a couple of weeks ago. And now, of course, we're broadcasting live on the phone in. And I would like people to be watching it live. So, Fino Kid, thank you for watching live tonight on Twitch. And for everybody on Twitch, Scottie_McClue. Long time no hear, says Thomas. I know, Thomas. It's incredible. Hi from Ayrshire. The TikTokers are all joining us now, which is wonderful. There we go. I will just set that up for you. Now, the phones. Anybody want to try the phones and see what if they're working okay? 628 9795. 628 9795. Just going to have a quick look at the phones as well, because you never know. Yes, that should be working all right. Fabulous. There we go. And that's that. Good. Welcome, TikTokers. Lovely to have you with us. Sir Scotty Boy, how's things? Says Beachy Beachy. Hello, Scotty, says Lahoob over in Ireland. Hello, Lahoob. You're part of the phone in now, guys. Hi from Ayrshire, says Scott. Dinky-Doo. We're notifying every day. That's wonderful. And good to have you all with us. Dinky-Doo, I say. There's lots of new TikTok videos uploaded. If you're on YouTube, then lots of YouTubes for you as well. Dinky-Doo, says Gareth. Thank you, Gareth. I phoned a psychic last night. She said, what can I do for you? I said, can you phone me back? It's cheaper. Dinky-Doo to you too. Absolutely, Scott. That's what I say. Has anybody tried the phones just to see if they're working? Here's hoping it all goes smoothly. I hope so, JD. We're doing our best. But the lovely thing is we're on. It's very basic, but we're on. Everybody can see it across the bottom of the screen, so they can get the number and they've got the times. And we like that. That is always a good thing, I say. If you've got the number and you've got the times. There we go. Now then, Dinky-Doo, everybody. Who's your dues, man? Duncan, man. How are you the night? Fit like I say to you. Are you chaffing awa? What did you have for your supper tonight? Did you have some softies and maybe a bit of beef? Good local beef. Yes. Locally sourced beef. Very nice in a softie. Or you could always have a couple of butteries and cheese. There you are. Do you hate cheese with your butteries, with your rowies? Your rowies. That's what I say to you. Share the video, guys. Thank you very much. Alison, that's lovely. It has been a while, says Kieran. Well, Kieran, don't leave it so long next time. I say to you, you can leave it too long. That's what it's all about. Duncan, that's great to have you with us. Let me know when you're coming on the chat, because I'm restreaming. So I want to know if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn. So do let us know. You've got a choice of platforms there. Fantastic. And you've got the number. We've also got this for you, just for emergencies. Can you all see that? There we are, the Scottie McClue YouTube phone in. Call Scotty now, 0141 628 9795. It's a full moon tonight. Well, Angela, we might get one or two strange characters on if it's a full moon. That can happen with any phone in. I used to notice full moon, a lot of serious pressure when we did the 3 hours a night programs, and you got some interesting people. Share again. YouTube sources, Scott. Good one, Scott. And have you subscribed and tapped the bell? That's what we need to get everybody doing and start building it up. I'm only as good as you guys are, so I can only build it up if you're building it up. If you've just joined us on TikTok, a very, very warm welcome. It's lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo, hello, Scotty. Greetings from your Dutch friend. Schelde, yes. Kom in te huis, Wiltshire, Kupete hebben. Yes, I'm hearing mein Klompen. Opinions on Brexit. Brexit, the biggest act of self-harm since the First World War. Yes, Brexiteers have betrayed and broken Britain, and Remainers are the true patriots. We were part of the world's top trading bloc, and we gave it up for absolutely no reason at all. £250 billion down the Swanee. It's good. I used to be JB. I've changed my name. Thank you very much. Hi, Scotty. How are you tonight? Says Martin. Martin, we're outstanding tonight. I love this program. Just tremendous. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Anybody else watching on Twitch? Scottie_McClue. I need to get viewers on Twitch, and I need to get followers on Twitch. How's the dog doing, says Thomas? Thomas, you weren't to know this, but the dog passed away about 3 months ago. But he was 14 and a half, and that's pretty good. Mega to see you again. Many a long night listening to you in the early 90s on Hallam FM in Yorkshire. Netties, was that not just an outstanding radio station? Hallam FM. We absolutely adored it. So there we go. I lost my job, says Lahoob, due to not having the vaccine. It's a sad day when this has happened to the world. Well, yes, Lahoob, you can either go with the flow, but you should be allowed a bit of choice. John from Port Glasgow. Yes, John boy, you are a top man, a Portonian. I love that word. Sorry to hear that, pal, says Thomas. Not at all, Thomas. As I say, don't worry, because you weren't to know, and he did have a great life. Dinky-Doo the new, says Eddie Doyle. Eddie, do us a favour. Try that number and see if it's ringing out or if it'll come through to me. 01416289795. We've usually had a call or two by now, and I'm just wondering if there's a wee technical trouble. Sorry for bringing that up, Scotty. I know you don't like talking about it. It's not we don't like talking about it. It's just that the pandemic is everywhere in mainstream media, and I don't think we need it on any of our things, because we're looking for joy and for laughter and for fun, and see if everybody's humour's intact. Ah, yes. Excellent stuff. You're live in Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Dinky-Doo the new, Scotty. It's Eddie boy.
Eddie boy, that's fantastic. I hope you don't mind ringing. Did you get through right away?
Say that again?
Did you get through right away?
More or less, just a few seconds, Scotty.
Right, that's good, that's good. I wasn't sure if there was something wrong with the phone tonight, because it usually rings right away.
Right, okay.
Very often before, and we did have a wee technical teething trouble last week. People saying, I've been trying all night to get a hold of you.
Is it resolved now or what?
Well, it must be, because you and I are chatting.
Aye, true.
So it must be sorted. How are you, Eddie? Are you all right?
Aye, I'm doing well, Scotty. I'm doing well. But sometimes when I'm on you, I don't know. Like, I'll look at you on YouTube. I'll look at you on TikTok. Sometimes you get one of them will buffer, and one of them won't.
Ah.
I don't understand that.
Well, I do, because what we're doing, we're restreaming to 4 platforms. So we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on LinkedIn. Now, that uses up a lot of bandwidth. And where I am hasn't got the highest speed internet. So it's not to do with the quality of the equipment, because, as you know, we've replaced the equipment at great expense. And people have been very generous, sending me the odd 10 or 20 quid, you know, numpty he'd just splashed right out. And it all helps. But I can't do anything. I've got the top internet equipment, but I know from talking to the company, they said, no, your speeds where you are not the highest. So what we're doing, we're taking up more bandwidth. If I was only on one platform, there would be no buffering.
Yeah, but Scott, you're that popular that I don't see why you would have to go on more than one platform. But at the end of the day, there might be some people that's on Twitch that's not on TikTok. There might be some people on TikTok that's not on YouTube.
Well, quite often people write to me and they say, Scotty, can you go back on YouTube, please? I don't have the other platforms. And I think, well, you could just go and get them.
But it's simple to make a TikTok account, Scotty. I made one up in seconds.
You made one up when we got in touch, and the TikTok's very, very popular.
It is.
You know, hi TikTokers were saying, hi Dinky-Doo, Glasgow Rangers are the champions, says a guy. Well, we'll have to say, mon the hoops.
Mon the hoops, hail, hail, Scotty.
Hail, hail, good for you. Just as well you're on, Eddie. That balances it out.
Yeah. But see all this, we were talking, you mentioned and you asked a question the last time, right?
Yes.
On the air, well, not the airwaves, the internet waves, or whatever you want to call it.
The live stream, the internet phone in. Eddie, I thought the other day we'll just call it the internet phone in.
The internet phone in, aye. Well, I think when it comes to the radio station, Scotty, you've been on airwaves, I think that will take off like a rocket.
The internet phone in?
No, not the internet phone in. That's successful.
Yes.
I'm thinking about if you were on the airwaves, the actual radio station where people can listen to you at home and in the car.
What I might say to a couple of radio stations is if they want to take our feed, because I think what we're doing on the internet, I'm getting huge plaudits for it. People are saying, what you're doing on the internet is amazing. And I say, well, we'll grow it on the internet, you know.
Yeah, but I really look forward to the day you're on the airwaves.
Yeah, but see me listening to you just now, and it's always frustrated me because what I do is virtually public service broadcasting. So in other words, it's something the BBC should be seriously looking at, having a chat with Scottie McClue. Now, they've got the technical side of it, so we could get out to everybody in the country.
Right, I see.
You know, but my frustration is that they've got their own kind of style, you know, and that's that, and they need to make the decision. Whereas on here, you and I, what's that, Eddie?
It's really down to them.
It's down to them, yes. I can only take the horses to the water. I can't make them drink.
Understand.
And what it needs somebody very high up in something like the BBC to make the decision. You don't want somebody that's maybe just a local manager thinking, well, I can't make that decision, so you don't get anywhere.
Aye, but you've got contacts in high places.
I've got very good contacts in high places, but as I say, you can only take them to the water. You can't make them drink. You know, and there's nothing. I mean, if anything, they're all desperate for proper talent on radio and television, but they'll not look at the talent that's in front of their face.
Well, there's one thing. I'm saying one. I'll say one so people can understand me.
Aye.
There's one thing I appreciate about you, Scottie, on the radio with you're not a guy who does it for the money.
No.
You're a guy who's there for the people.
Always.
You're very good at it.
Always. If we were just doing it for the money, we'd go and work for a local clothing company or something, you know what I mean?
Aye. But listen, Scottie, I better go off this line in case there's any more callers wanting to come in.
No, but the lovely thing is that it's been great chatting to you.
Thanks very much, Scottie. It's great. It's always a pleasure chatting to you, my friend.
Always a joy, and we'll catch up soon, Eddie. Stay fabulous.
I will do. You too, Scottie.
Dinky-Doo, buddy.
Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. Bye now. Bye. That's our ready. There we are. Fantastic. Right. So we know the phones are working, so that's okay. Margaret says, my house got tanned last night. They took everything, Sir Scottie. Margaret, I am so sorry to hear that. We need to bring back the birch for these people. Good to have you back on, mate. Thank you, Thomas. Gordon Robertson. Hello, Scottie. I was just about to take Oliver out for a walk when I remembered you were on. Nothing gets past you, Gordon. Yes, indeed. It's very frustrating if you get into the habit of forgetting something. They don't tell me I've forgotten that again. TikTokers, good evening. It's Kimberly. Good day, sir. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Hi, sir. How are you? Taps off for this legend. Bowing the goat. I thank you. Lovely to have you all on TikTok, and fabulous to have you all on YouTube and on Twitch. Can a lot of you, if you've got a Twitch account, go and watch me on Twitch? Because it helps if you're watching. It ups these numbers. And follow me on Twitch, Scottie_McClue. So if you're a gamer, get watching. You're brilliant, Scottie. Even if people are eating too many pies, you always tell it like it is. Of course we do, Nettie. Very, very important. And a big dinky-doo to you. Scottie, the smartest man on the internet, Dinky-Doo. Well, Sean, I don't know about the smartest man, but this is the internet phone-in, and it is huge. I thank you. It's a joke, sir. They left the sunbed on. Margaret, I've got you. Would love to take your live feed on Johnson Sound, says the wonderful Andy. Wow, Andy, how amazing would that be? I've got to go on Johnson Sound and talk to one of your top presenters, because it's a fabulous radio station. Johnson Sound, guys, Dinky-Doo. Thank you, Kayla. Very kind of you. Thank you for your beautiful gifts on TikTok. Red roses. Fantastic. Glasgow Rangers. Stop. There we go. Now then, who else have we got? Absolutely, you know, I left the sunbed on. I've heard that one now. I know what's coming. Fantastic. Good evening, Andy, and Dinky-Doo to you, you top man. So that's wonderful. We know that the phones are working. Feel free to come on and have a chat. Ryan says, hello there, Scottie. Hello, Ryan. You and I knew the same people. You're talking about Ricky Fulton and Jack Mulroy. Francie and Josie, what super guys they were, dedicated their lives to entertainment. Whoa. Just having to give myself a mop down here because it's roasting in this studio. Thank you very much. Bam, says Glasgow. What's bam? There we are. Yes, a bam bam. Now then, every time you come on, sir, you take a bow, Scottie. Margaret, you're very, very kind. Here's Anita Dinky-Doo. Here. She is on Facebook. Now, I hope you're all enjoying it on Facebook. Obviously, we don't get the huge numbers we used to get. I can remember popping up on Facebook and being joined by 30,000 people. Things like that. Fantastic. But it's a different story now. Just a handful of geet kern, as we say. We need to make a correction. There we are. It was Ridley, Mains. Ricky was born. It was Denniston. And he moved to Ridley, Mains. Ah, Ryan, I know where you are. I know Denniston very well, indeed. Duke Street. Do you know Duke Street? There used to be a lovely old Scottish Sam tune, Duke Street number 9. I'm trying to think how it went. Did you know Jimmy Greaves has passed away, Angela? I saw that at the weekend. And, of course, the Saint, Ian St. John, when I used to introduce the Saint and Greavesy on a Saturday afternoon on ITV. Fantastic. Right now on ITV, it's time to join the Saint and Greavesy. How fantastic was that? Jimmy Greaves, the highest goal scorer ever. I was very interested in that. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, Scottie.
Ah, Glenn, how are you, lad?
I'm good, you?
Glenn, did you try the phones earlier?
I didn't, Scottie. No, I was just having my tea, to be honest, at that time.
Right, and were they working?
They were, yeah.
Right, that's not so bad. Right, good stuff. Anyway.
They were a bit late coming on then, do you reckon?
Well, no, they were a bit, I'm not sure. I clicked something and then we got a call right away.
Oh, we'll get there anyway.
Well, yeah, hey, listen, it's technical stuff. The interesting thing about all the technology, it's so tiny.
You're going to have a few technical problems, though, you, Scottie?
Well, you're going to get, but you get that on an ongoing basis, because if it's not one thing, it's another. But, you know, this is why, as I say, I've always admired the BBC's technical side, their infrastructure, because these are the things that fascinate me. I say, how many people can we get out to, and we'll get you an audience?
There's a couple of gremlins, Scottie.
There's always a wee gremlin in the system. It doesn't matter.
Well,
I was going to. It's what? Yeah. Well, I can remember. You see, you used to have big telly cine machines when you saw a movie on telly.
Yeah.
And if there was a little bit of dirt in the film, it would stop the machine because it didn't want to damage the film, the celluloid.
So,
you see.
When you come to think about it, the old pictures.
Yeah.
You're never going to beat that standard, are you? You still want to see the old, like Chaplin and
beautiful,
Leonardo, and absolutely fantastic.
Do you remember in the days when you went to the pictures and the film would be playing, and then you would see like two tiny little polo mints?
Yeah.
Do you know what they were?
I do. Come on, Scottie.
No, do you know them? No.
I vaguely remember.
Vaguely remember. They were cinema cues to tell the projectionist when to change the reel.
Brilliant.
Very clever. Just tiny little. You would only as if you knew what you were looking for. Tiny little polo mints. You thought, what's that? You thought it was like a little mark on the film.
It's like I said, you're never going to beat them kind of that standard, are you? It shows how many times. Tremendous projectionists and all these old movies. I mean, moving on to more modern stuff, Scottie. John Challis has passed away, hasn't he? I saw that. What a wonderful actor he was. My old managing director knew him very well. Said he was a lovely guy. Voice, brilliant. Yeah. Beachy says, are you still going live during the day? Not right at the moment, Beachy. Is that something you'll consider as it progresses then? Well, yes. I mean, we can look at all sorts of things. I mean, we might get to a stage. I mean, I have a very, very busy day at the moment, but we might get to a stage we can do, 1 in the morning and 1 at night. Exactly. Scottie, your fan base is crying out for you to stay on as long as you can, innit?
Fan base is fantastic. See the messages I got over the weekend, people saying, can't wait till tomorrow night.
Definitely.
But this, you see, this I think is proper entertainment. Now, it's not the movies, right? It's not television channels. It's not full of adverts, but it's people talking.
It's not this 3 times repeated.
No, it's fresh every night. Rubbish. I once pulled a guy up. He says, oh, your phone-in program, it's kind of the same every night. I said, there's never 2 nights the same.
It's not rehearsed or anything. It's just says it how it is.
Well, what we're doing now.
You can't rehearse that kind of quality.
Well, because you don't know what's happening.
It'd be so boring, though, wouldn't it? That just needs to be kept as it is, really.
Well, a guy once said to me, he says, I'm doing a show like yours. He does a show like mine, right?
Yeah.
And he uses some of my material and sayings and things. And I said to him, well, the thing is, I always know nobody can do my show. I said, yeah, a compliment. Yeah, imitation, the sincerest form of flattery. I said, nobody can do my show. And they said, no, well, how do you know that? And I said, because I don't know. No, I said, they don't know what's coming next. I said, and the thing is, when I'm doing a show, neither do I.
Well, you're a rarity, you're unique.
We don't know what's coming next.
You're an original. You'll never be here.
We don't know what's coming next, Glenn. Do you know what I'm saying?
Before I let you go anywhere, Scottie, does that annoy you? Like if you with technology these days and you come across a problem and you're trying to crack it, like if something goes down on your computer or whatever. I always go on YouTube now and see, to troubleshoot some problem.
They're very good.
There's always going to be somebody that's got that problem.
Well, there's always an answer. I mean, I had a problem with a motor car and I went on YouTube and saw how to do it.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
YouTube's a fantastic tool to...
YouTube's gorgeous. All we need to do is let every YouTuber know that McClue's going live every night and to get them to subscribe, tap the bell and start telling 10 to tell 10 to tell 10.
The problems will be solved just straight away. So now to go onto YouTube and find your Scottie.
Absolutely. Hey, and Dinky-Doo, la.
Scottie, have a good evening anyway, and I'll keep listening anyway.
Take care of thee, la. Very important.
Take care of this anyway, Scottie.
Dinky-Doo.
Ta-ra,
la la. There we are. That's our Glenn from Sheffield. Well, he's in the Midlands, but he's from Sheffield. Now, who have we got here? Nothing changes in Sheffield, says Nettie. The copper chopper's up again. Hello, Scottie. It's a funny old game, says Ronnie. Yeah, it's a funny old game. Greavesy, fantastic. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie. It's Kareem. How you doing?
Ah, Kareem. Kareem, were you trying to get through earlier?
I wasn't. No, that's me just getting on.
Oh, that's okay then. I was beginning to get slightly concerned there was something wrong with the phones. And then I got one of the lads... I asked Eddie down in Newmarket to give us a quick bell, and he came on.
Right. Oh, no, that's good.
So that was good. So we're all right. So you got through right away?
Yes, everything was fine.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes. How are we, Scottie? Good weekend?
Oh, fantastic weekend. They go so quickly, though, don't they?
I was saying that to the kids today. It's a 4-day week.
Yep.
Next day is a 4-day week.
Right.
After that's another 4-day week. Then it's the October week. You're off. Then after that, it's Halloween. Then it's Guy Fawkes. Then it's a countdown to Christmas. It goes by so quick. It
just flies, and then you're back after Christmas, and then you're into another 2022.
Oh, I'm still getting used to 2021.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Kareem, even for a very well-organised man like yourself, the whole thing's quite a battle, isn't it? You've got to be on your toes all the time these days.
Well, I was just saying to my friend the other day, I need a wee break again.
Yes.
And this Friday, I'm going down to Carlisle for the weekend. So when it's the big phone-in on Friday night, I'll be phoning from down in England.
How fabulous is that? Yes, you're fond of your Carlisle. Did you just discover it?
In the last 2 years I have, yes, Scottie. Beforehand, I would pass through. Like I like going down to Blackpool.
Yes.
My brother worked there temporary, and I went down to stay at his flat because he wasn't staying there anymore, and I just fell in love with the place. I really just thought it's fantastic. Lots of parks to walk your dog, and as I said, it's a gateway to the Lake District or anywhere else you want to go down.
Beautiful.
That neck of the woods.
Beautiful. And as I say, I think you want to explore up in the Fellside side as well. And I'll tell you where else, Kareem, if you go out to the coast, you go out to the Solway coast and go out to Kirkbride. I think that's where the big transmitter masts are.
Right, okay.
You know, you'll see them, and that looks over the Lake District and stuff, and looks over the Solway. And there's a road where there are, there's a road out towards Port Carlisle and Bowness on Solway and that. And it's got posts on the road that shows you where the water comes to at high tide.
That's nice. I'm just checking just now. There was a place I went to, and the name's went out of my head, but it's down the west coast there. And it's got like a big cliff edge that you would walk, and on the top was a massive crucifix up to see, and it's really spectacular. It really is.
Wonder where was it? Down West Cumbria, Maryport, Harraby, or further up Silloth?
I'm just having a quick look just now on
Silloth?
my maps, and it's went out my head here.
West Cumbria, old mining villages, Whitehaven and Workington.
It was Mayport.
Maryport.
Oh, Maryport.
Maryport's the old harbour and docks, because that coast at one point was very busy with little coasters going up and down between Maryport and Preston docks.
Right.
You see?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'd like to see
Workington, fascinating, and Whitehaven.
Right. Yes. So that's on the cards. I wasn't too keen on Maryport. I found it was quite it was nice to see. I could tick off the box, I've seen it, but it was just the atmosphere. You know, sometimes you go to a place and you think, I really like this atmosphere here. I didn't feel too much of an atmosphere.
Well, no, you see, the problem, another lovely little town is Silloth itself, which is effectively a Georgian town with big wide streets overlooking the sea.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
It's very nice. Silloth's worth a little trip out. But you see, a lot of these towns, like so much of the United Kingdom, are no longer doing the function they were built for.
Right.
So you had terrific mining, coal mining. See all this energy problem we've got. I said years ago, sometimes officials don't listen to Scottie McClue, and they should. And I said years ago, when they were shutting Long Annet, the coal-fired power station, I thought, don't knock it down and destroy it. Put it in mothballs, because we could need it.
Right. Okay.
You see?
Right.
And although we're trying to reduce our carbon footprint, what do you want? Do you want to keep the lights on? Do you want to run out of energy completely, you know, in the process of doing so? You know, and people should think stations like Long Annet, they fed so much of the country.
Yeah.
The other one was down where we're talking, just outside Annan, was Chapel Cross Nuclear Power Station.
Right, okay.
And it had, I think it was either 3 or 4 big cooling towers.
Right, okay.
You know, and then you had Windscale itself. Well, what was Windscale? You know? So you had that down in West Cumbria as well. It was massive power stations.
Have you ever been to, it's in the Lake District, I've never been, and everyone tells me it's one of the best out of the lot, and it's
Keswick.
Yes.
Keswick, you would say. Yes, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got all your different lakes. You've got Bassenthwaite and Windermere and Coniston. Coniston's another one to see. It was Coniston that Donald Campbell was on when Bluebird blew up.
Right, okay.
You know, he was doing the world water speed record.
Right, I'm just looking at Windermere just now. Quite a nice place.
All these are absolutely gorgeous, Kareem. And I mean, I fell in love with it 40 years ago. You know, and then I went to border television 36 years ago.
Wow.
And I went to Grampian television 37, 38 years ago.
Right. Goodness.
You know, it's incredible just where that time has gone. Somebody said last night, would you go back to reading the news on ITV? And I thought, well, I don't know if they'd have me. I'm probably too old now, but I've often thought, because I actually know the news editors in these big stations, and I thought it would be quite nice to ask just for one shift on a Saturday night to see if I could still do it. You know, go on and say,
I'm sure you can do it.
Good evening, here is the news. You know, and off we go.
It's like riding a bike, you'd never forget, Scottie.
Well, I don't think you do, but it is a remarkably coordinated thing, because if you think about it, you're sitting at a little desk there. There's chatter going on in your ears and an earpiece all the time, and you've got to sort out the wheat from the chaff. So they'll be talking to the control room and everything. You've got to sort out when they're talking to you. Then they go, stand by, here we go. So you have to sit up, then you start reading, and you're reading off the auto cue. You're moving your pages in front of you. You're watching the clock and the time. You've got a floor manager in front of you counting you down to, you know, and all that stuff, and it goes quiet. Then on come these huge lights. Now, they might have changed a bit, but they used to be so powerful that you could barely see a thing. So you're trying to read and stare at the camera, and you've got these lights in your face and somebody in your ear.
It's like a big sunbed, how bright it would be in your eyes.
Yep. A guy once told me there was a job going on the BBC as an announcer for television. And what that involved in the days when you used to see the Globe and all that, and you would hear the chat. Good evening, welcome to our programs for tonight. You see all this stuff. And, you know, when that was going on, and somebody said to me, they patted me on the shoulder and they said, son, you don't want that job. And I said, why not? He said, because it's a big video game where all the odds are stacked against you.
Well, Scottie, we wouldn't have had you on the radio if you did.
Well, this is it. I mean, I think it's wonderful. You know, it was maybe if they said no to me at the BBC that we managed to bring in Scottie McClue.
I do believe, Scottie, everything happens for a reason, good or bad.
Yes.
We tend to reflect on the bad and we tend to ignore the good.
And I'll tell you what I love about the radio, Kareem. I mean, I know you can see me at the moment, and that's no great shakes. You know, it'd be much better for you if you couldn't see me. I don't mind being seen. But, you know, the radio has an intimacy about it where it's just two people talking. And I think we've managed to capture that on here.
Well, if you notice some of the radio stations just now, they have like a kind of like a live stream. Like they're not interacting with people, but people can just like watch them. That happens not all the time, because I think it's pretty good that if you involve the people, like what you're doing just now, people phoning, talking, interacting, they can see you, and it doesn't feel like a robot. I think like some of the other stations, I won't name them, it's like if it was like a pop night, let's say, that you would see that whoever's presenting it, and then it's like you'd think they were at a disco just watching them, but there's no interaction.
No, I think this is what's missing from broadcasting, and it's letting the whole media down. They're not interacting with their audience. You see, local radio had a huge, huge following because they were interacting. Your DJs were local personalities. So you saw them, oh my God, look, it's Kareem. And everybody would run after you going, Kareem. And you go, yeah, I'm doing my shopping. What do you want? Can I get your autograph and all that? And anyway, they then DJ'd at dances and discos and what have you. And it was a big thing. They'll go, you know, James and Marie got married on Saturday night, and Kareem was doing the disco. It was huge. The man's brilliant. You see all that. So you get the chat. Then if you're just an old lady up a high-rise flat, you could phone the station between songs and have a quick chat with the DJ. So I used to pick up the phone. I would go, hello, Red Rose Radio, you know, when there was a song on. and they'd go, "Oh, hi, Scotty, lovey. I'm just listening to you."
Excellent. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken away. And I think that the good thing, but with Scotty, the reason I started listening to you a couple of years ago was exactly this interaction.
Yeah.
And how you listen to people, and very good advice. I mean, there's a lot of videos you've got on YouTube as well, where you've got people that are really reaching out to you, and you give them good sound advice.
Well, we do our best, Kareem. And I'll tell you what I love about it. I know this won't put you up and down, but you are also now a video star and a radio star. And people ask me, they go, "What's Kareem like? He sounds a right nice fella." I say, "Oh, he's a lovely guy, yeah." And they think that you're mates. They go, "He's a mate of yours, isn't he?" And you say, "No, he phones in for a chat."
That's it, yes. But if I ever seen you, Scotty, I would buy you a drink, a wee whiskey.
Well, that'd be lovely. The only thing is I don't any longer drink.
Well, a cup of tea or a coffee.
I'll take a wee cup of tea off you.
There was a guy on your video who I always remember, and he had such a laugh. Whenever you were, I can't remember the video, but he just laughed out all, literally.
Oh, that's Rob from Southport. That was a very ill, depressed old guy.
Yeah.
And then we started. I refused to take him seriously because I could hear him when he came on. I thought, and I think he was about to say, "Scotty, I haven't much time for this earth now." And I thought, I don't want a depressing call. So we just started on him. And I said, you know, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "I'm from Southport." I said, "All right, I understand now. Is it depression?" You know, and he just starts.
Yeah, and it's what he needed, and that would have made his night.
I hope he was all right when he went off, because the phone just went dead.
Probably. All the laughter, he probably needed a rest, but I'm sure he'll be fine. But that back to our original point, that's the power of radio. Yeah. And one thing's for sure, when I'm going to be 80 or 90 or older, when I pass on, something that will still be here will still be radio, because radio will be here forever, regardless whatever new technology comes in.
Well, do you know, it's so funny. No matter how much damage somebody does to radio thinking they're doing good, so you get a young programmer comes in and starts to reinvent the wheel, upsets everybody, and the audience disappear, and then they go, "Oh, well, it'll come back. We need to give it time," and it never does, because they've broken the magic. So they don't last very long in the industry, but radio endures and it comes back. It's a bit like Scottie McClue. You know, people have been saying, if I had £1 for every time somebody said, "Yeah, that's never going to last." You know, people said, "Do you listen to Scottie McClue? I love it." Yeah, but that'll never last. Now, we're just coming up to our 30th year.
Yes.
You know, now I don't know if that's lasted or not, and we're chatting away live across the internet.
Yeah.
And people will find us, Kareem. They will find us.
But it's still there as a record, because if you're on the radio, Scotty, once it's on, it disappears. But this is now there for life. People
this stays.
20, 30 years could be listening back to all these conversations, thinking, "Wow, this was dynamite. We don't have this now."
This is how they did it in these days, you know. And what's very interesting about this stuff, I'll sometimes get a notification that somebody's watching a video that's 7 years old, you know, and they're going, "Oh, this is brilliant, Scotty. I've just enjoyed it." And I say, "Yeah, that's 7 years old."
Yeah, and it's as a record. It's for people. It's great, and I just think, may it long last. But that's the power of radio, and you're bringing your expertise to everybody.
It's what we're doing, and it's a privilege talking to you. Have a lovely, lovely time in Cumbria, because it's a very beautiful part of the world.
Oh, thank you, Scott. I'm just hoping it's going to be dry this weekend. It looks like it should be dry, so I'm going down with the dogs to get a good walk. But I'll be on the phone during the week anyway, and when it's the big live phone in 10 o'clock on Friday, I'll be giving a phone from down south.
That was a beauty. Friday and Saturday this week are outstanding phone-ins.
They were really good discussions. A lot of people phoning in. I really enjoyed having you on the big screen as well, listening to it. And it was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Kareem, take great care of your dear self, and Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo. Speak to you tomorrow, Scotty.
Speak to you tomorrow. Ta-la-la. What a top man. There we are. Fabulous guy. And he knows what it's all about. There we are. Need to make a correction. We've done that one. Hi, Scotty. Good to see you, Scotty. Hope you're well, sir. Billy Ness, thank you. Dave Deprave, the Scotty and Kareem show. Yes. Hi, Scottie McClue, says Aaron. The Scotty and Aaron show. The Scotty and Dave show. Hello, you're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
All right, Scotty, it's me again.
Oh, Glenn Dinky-Doo, la.
Scotty Dinky-Doo, you'll never get anybody on radio broadcasting will reign as long as you have over years.
Isn't that amazing?
I never think you. I'd be surprised if somebody does.
Well, there's a couple of guys have been. There's one guy I know who's very big, and he must be in his 70s now. But there's about, I've always said this, there's about 6 of us in the world who do this.
James Well were a decent broadcaster.
He's a great one, is James. Proper stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, he's one of them.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I'll not go into all the names. I'll not go into all the names because I don't want to embarrass these guys. But James is one of them. And Scottie McClue is another. And then there's about another 4 of us. And the rest are really just kidding themselves.
When you come to local radio stations.
Here's Mac Moreau, right? Now, Mac Moreau in America. Howard Stern's been on for 40 plus years. Right? So I've only been on for 37 years. Howard's been on for 40 plus. So there we are. And he's nearing his 70s. Howard Stern's another of them. So that's 3 of us. So I'm not doing any more names.
You listen to the overseas broadcasters then, Scott?
Well, I do. I listen. Yeah, Howard Stern's always good value. Yes, I mean he's quite fun. He was really he was the original, I would have said.
Is he as good as you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. It depends who's judging, doesn't it?
It depends on your taste, and we're biased towards you, though, aren't we? Us?
Well, you spoil me. I think you spoil me, you lot.
Yeah. When it comes, it's Scotty all the way, isn't it?
But then I spoil you see.
It's 100% Scotty, yeah. Because, like I keep on saying, what you see is what you get, isn't it?
What you see is what you get, Glenn. Here it is. You know what I mean? See, the camera doesn't lie.
No airs and graces.
You know, well, you can't have because we haven't got time for that.
I mean,
we've got to tell people straight. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, if they don't stick to it. It's tough, isn't it?
Hey, we're getting some good names here. Angela says Walter Cronkite was a good broadcaster. He was.
Like I said, I love comedy on radio, though, Scotty. I love controversial stuff.
Yeah. Well, the controversial can be funny.
You didn't do it intentionally, though.
No, they started it.
It just happened.
Just happens. They started it. Well, I mean, the likes of Mr. Martin and Susie, I didn't ring them. They rang me.
Like I said, it's none of this rehearsed. It's all just ground. It's all
you know. Listen out, this is the worst program I've ever heard in my life.
It's all fine man.
He's great, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I bet it was a sad day when you heard.
Yeah, he's still listening though.
Yeah, he's listening definitely.
Definitely not.
Scotty, I think if like I said, these younger radio DJs, these broadcasters, they've got to be reading into your material. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they are. Some of them nick it and use it, but it doesn't do them any good because people go, he's just taking Scottie McClue's lines, isn't he?
You don't get, like I said, you don't get no phone-ins like that now, though, do you?
No, not really. There's not much to speak of at all.
Like on local radio, you don't get no...
I love this. Listen to Billy here. Got to go and pick up the wife. Catch you later. Love that. Thanks, Billy. Take care, la. Glenn, I'm going to have to dash, la.
Scotty, like I said, I'll let you go in a second, but just keep the good work up in it and just...
You're a top man. I thank thee. Hey, and Dinky-Doo, la. Ta-da. Now, there we are. That's our Glenn. Yeah, some man. He's got 2 calls a night. Howard Stern's changed over, Scotty. You've never changed. You're exactly the same as you were 25 years ago. Well, I am, Suzanne. And some people would say, he needs to be changed and he needs to move on. You know, this is one. Move on's one. What else annoys you? What about get closure? We need closure. That sort of thing. What about that one? What about Snowflake? David Lafferty, Dinky-Doo. A lot of us listened to you 25 years ago. Me, for one, it's funny. We haven't forgotten you for some reason. You seem to stick. It's your personality, Scotty. You're live on Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
It's Jerry.
It's who?
Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Dinky-Doo, Jerry. Lovely to hear you.
And you. Very good. How are you tonight?
And we're absolutely stunning tonight.
And you still feeling the heat?
Oh, I'm feeling the heat in here. My goodness me, I'm feeling the heat. I'm under the cosh.
I must be the outer Hebrides. I'm a bit cold tonight.
Are you cold?
Yes.
Whereabouts are you? Are you not central Scotland, Jerry?
Aye. The north side of the Glasgow.
North side of the river's very good. I remember a friend saying I always prefer the north side, you know.
Yeah, I think you said you stayed in Maryhill.
Maryhill, absolutely, yes, indeed. Just round from the barracks.
Aye, you told us that once.
I'm just round from the barracks, and I used to go up there. At that time, they've changed it now, but the shopping centre was built where the old Maryhill Central Station was.
That's right, with the Tesco.
Yep.
That's above it.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, at that time, I think it was the Co.
The Co.
Yep. And there was a sort of shopping arcade.
That's right. That's exactly.
And that was right on the old station. The trains came in sideways and then went under a tunnel at the back of Garrick Quadrant, I think.
That's right, Garrick Road.
Yep, that's it. The Garrick Road. Lovely roads.
Nice. Can we ask the questions tonight?
We can.
Right. It's either or, and it's actors, comedy, actresses, books, and movies.
Right.
So, the first off is actors. What's your preference? Laurence Olivier or Orson Welles?
I'll go for Laurence Olivier.
Right, good choice. Right. Comedies, and tonight's TV comedies, Dad's Army or Hancock.
I could go for either, but I'll go for Dad's Army.
Oh, that's a surprise. I thought you'd have went for Tony Hancock.
No, I love Tony Hancock. Hancock's half hour.
That's it, brilliant. Actresses, Geraldine McEwen or Maggie Smith?
Well, both of them played Miss Jean Brodie. Geraldine played her on Scottish television, and Maggie Smith played her in The Pride of Miss Jean Brodie, the movie with Gordon Jackson.
That's right. That brings it back to me there.
See, I'm not just an athlete.
Not just a pretty face. Books is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes.
Or George Orwell's 1984.
I'll go for either. I love them both.
All right.
I love them both. But I mean, I love George Orwell, Eric Blair.
Right. Next question. It's movies this time. It's A Man for All Seasons.
Yes.
Or Citizen Kane.
Both beautiful. Citizen Kane again. Orson Welles, yes.
Right. So you'd both.
I'd go for them, but I love A Man for All Seasons.
All seasons. And who was the star of that?
The star of that, well, you had several. Was it not? Do you mean male or female?
Male.
Do you mean who played Henry VIII?
Was that not Orson Welles?
I think it was.
Aye. What about the actor Schofield?
Paul Schofield, yes, outstanding actor.
Outstanding. Because I watched the program last night on Arena on YouTube, and talented guy that.
Oh, Paul Schofield's an outstanding, great theatre actor as well.
That's it. That's that was following him in his career on theatre, and a very shy guy, didn't want to be in the limelight.
Yep, I remember a girlfriend of mine telling me she used to wait outside the stage door to get Paul Schofield's autograph.
Is that right?
Yep.
Aye.
In London, you see, you used to see these guys. I can remember driving around London, and above the theatre were the names of the actors in all the different theatres in the West End. And I can remember seeing up in huge letters, Andrew Cruikshank.
Andrew Cruikshank. Is that not Dr. Finlay?
Dr. Cameron in Dr. Finlay was Andrew Cruikshank.
Aye, that's good vitamin.
Yes, and he was on in the theatre. Leslie Phillips on in some farce. Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello, Leslie Phillips. Fantastic.
I joined your thing on TikTok about speaking into the monks.
Oh, did you like that? We used to have to do our own effects, and I can remember a friend of mine. Have you ever been given something, Jerry, for Christmas, and it's a really odd thing, and it ends up usually in a wee cupboard under the sink? And this was a salad dryer. And what you did was you put your lettuce and tomato in, you washed them in your basin, you put them in this, and then you wound a handle and spun it, and the water came out the side. Right? So this guy was showing me, and then he came out with it, and I thought it was genius. He was drying the salad, and he said, "Doesn't this remind you of the tube in London? Mind the doors," and then he wound it, and it went, woo, woo. And I thought, that's fantastic. Now, if you'd stuck that in front of a microphone, you've got the tube.
Aye, and those BBC Radio 4 plays.
Yes.
Aye, the home service.
BBC Home Service.
Yeah.
And they always spoke like that. That's how it sounded. If you shut your eyes and watch that wee TikTok video, it'll just sound like you put the radio on.
Even when you introduced Hancock's, was it not BBC London or whatever it was?
Hancock's have-ha.
That's it.
There's a lady here just said Bob Danvers Walker. Now on Take Your Pick, Michael Miles presented it, and Michael's used to say, and now to find out, Michael Miles would say, and now to find out about tonight's prizes, we're joined by Bob Danvers Walker. And he would say, "Thank you, Michael. Tonight, what we've got for you." It was wonderful.
That was Take Your Pick.
Take your pick, and it was open the box, take the money.
That's right, I remember that.
Remember they used to have a round of you could say yes or no.
Yes or no.
Yes, and that was it. And they had the gong. Oh, you said no. Are you sure?
Are you taking the money? Open the box. Go on.
Take the money, open the box. And there was a very, very senior BBC executive called Hugh Weldon, Sir Hugh Weldon. But if you go back to the 50s, Hugh Weldon was, I think, the first presenter of Cracker Jack.
Was it?
Yep. So you see things like he's got two young schoolboys in their uniform on. He's going, "And your name?" And they use their second names. So Smithers, sir, and Brown, sir. Smithers and Brown, yes. "And do you get any pocket money?" "Yes, sir." "How much do you get?" "A shilling a week." "Oh, a shilling a week. That's not bad, is it?"
That's rather, you're rather wealthy for having a shilling.
It's all that sort of nonsense, you know. Yeah. Jerry, I'm going to have to dash, or we'll get shut down. Lovely to hear you.
And we'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Dinky-Doo, my boy. That's our Jerry, a very fine broadcaster. Now, I'm going to have to say goodnight to the TikTokers. TikTokers, you're leaving us, but it's been a joy and a privilege. Catch up later. Dinky-Doo. So there we are. The TikTokers are leaving us. Oh, farewell to the TikTokers. Right, that's the TikTokers gone. Now, back we go to the telephones. So if you want to make a quick call, we've got like a minute left. Fantastic. You're watching Scottie McClue if you've just joined us. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and tap the bell to get your notifications of when we're live with the Internet Phone-In. That's the title. That's all it is. The Internet Phone-In. I'm Scottie McClue, the First Lord of the Internet. #FloatI. And we're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. So Scottie_McClue. Follow me on Twitch. We had 70 followers last night. We had 2 last week, so that's good. So who have we got? Dinky-Doo. There's David saying hi. Bit more chat here. Good evening from sunny Tenerife, says David. Howard stands change. Right, yes, absolutely. Love your show. I'll always learn something. Frank in Australia, Dinky-Doo. There we are. Dinky-Doo, says the wonderful Lindsay Cat. So there we are. And Swindle, I don't know who Swindle's talking to. I think he's having a chat amongst himself. It's just been a blast tonight, guys. Take great care of your dear selves. This is Scottie McClue saying to every single one of you, thanks very much for watching. Join us tomorrow, Tuesday at 9 o'clock sharp. Be there or be square, I say. Till then, Dinky-Doo.